coming up on Focal Point.
If you're driving around in East Lansing and see one of these yellow covers on the parking meter, find this bee and you'll be able to park for free.
Students are working on turning the Communication Arts and Sciences building into an arcade.
You've probably had your fair share of experience with the bird scooters on campus, but a big question that you guys have is, how are they getting charged? We have that information for you next on Focal Point.
Focal Point starts now.
Hello and welcome to Focal Point. I'm Deja Green.
And I'm Kayla Hinton. Everyone gets to campus with different modes of transportation: walking, driving, the bus, mopeds. Now there's a new way to scoot to class and even around town. Electric scooters are gaining traction across the country, taking many cities by surprise. East Lansing is no exception. A flock of bird scooters were dropped off this month around town, and city officials say the company never informed them ahead of time. There are issues that need to be solved, but while Mayor Eric Altman encounters new modes of transportation, he says safety has to be taken into account first.
The city decides how to regulate them. One of the biggest issues is how to clean up the bird droppings at the end of the day. I spoke to the man in charge of this mighty task.
A flock of never-before-seen birds are all over campus.
They're here. The birds have landed.
These birds are flying fast, but not in the sky.
They're really fun. They go like 15 miles an hour. You know, they're great.
Bird scooters are one of the newest ways that students are getting from class to class. But the question becomes, how are they getting charged?
That one's not ready for charge.
Mike Thompson is a bird catcher. His job? To round up all the scooters at night and charge them.
This is showing me all of the scooters that are available for pickup and for charge.
Mike uses the app to find where the birds have been dropped. The more he finds, the more money he gets.
I walk across the street and I get $10.50.
Thompson doubles as a delivery driver for Sparties, and he recognizes just how dangerous they can be.
And these kids are like flying in and out of traffic, and like moped scooters, like terrifies me that somebody's gonna get hurt.
Since the electric scooter craze started, there's been 2 reported deaths, none associated specifically with bird. This is why Mike stresses safety and respect for the scooters.
They can't throw them in a river. They can't leave them in. They got to ride safely. But I think it could be a good thing.
For Mike, it's become more than a job, but a family affair to pick up the bird droppings.
But it's always fun to get to do stuff with your family.
East Lansing City Council doesn't have a timeline for a decision. They're currently outweighing the pros and the cons.
With all the construction in East Lansing, parking, and trying to get around downtown can get a little frustrating. The city is trying to ease that pain a little. Focal Point Samantha Bassarico tells us how.
Construction keeps spreading in East Lansing. Between road closures and traffic, parking can be impossible. But a bee flying around town might help take the sting out of finding a place to park. All you need to do is get in your car and find the bee. It's a city effort to keep businesses busy during construction.
There are 54 businesses determined to be in the construction zone, and so those are the businesses sort of immediately adjacent to the construction site. All of those businesses are given vouchers, and now they're going to be given 270 vouchers a month, so every business has a voucher. The intent is that hopefully their patrons don't have to pay for parking.
If you're lucky, the bee will find you. His name is Al, named after construction on Albert Avenue. His job? Handing out parking vouchers.
There you go. Thanks for coming down. It's good through Christmas, and it's just a thank you for supporting downtown businesses during construction. You're welcome.
The bee you see on the meter, or Al the bee, will have you parking for free.
We post a picture on social media. 5 parking meters throughout the downtown are covered, and that provides free parking a day. That's over $700 a month in free parking.
In East Lansing, Samantha Bassarico, Focal Point News.
Updates on See the Bee Park for Free campaign are posted on the City of East Lansing's Twitter and Facebook page every week. Anyone hoping to grab a $5 footlong may be out of luck. Subway's CEO announced that starting in September, restaurant franchises will no longer be required to sell the promotion. The famous cheap deal, which began during the recession, is cutting into slim margins. The popular sandwich franchise is looking to expand their menus, which would include items like paninis. East Lansing Subway on Grand River is one location that has ended the promotion.
I feel that they should definitely bring it back because kids are on a budget and more business, more customer service, and I love making making subs.
Temperatures are dropping, leaves are changing colors, and fall is here. So how do we dispose of those leaves without getting fined? A local ordinance in East Lansing prohibits yard waste such as leaves from being deposited in parks, streets, or any public property. In an effort to help the residents of East Lansing, bulk leaf collection days will be offered 6 times throughout the October and November months. This collection service is free to anyone living in single-family households, duplexes, and households with 1 to 4 units.
With Michigan weather, you never know when we're going to get our first snow, and obviously snow and ice would take precedence over bulk leaf pickup. So the more you get out to the curb and we get collected early, the less there's a risk of getting stuck with if winter comes early. So rake early and try to keep on schedule.
For residents that want to participate in the leaf collection, leaves can be raked and put near the curb. Bagging the leaves is not necessary.
Coming up on Focal Point, we'll take a look at East Lansing's newest interactive art space.
Plus, construction happening on Grand River will soon turn into housing opportunities for students. More on that after the break.
Ocean began as Craig Murray Productions in April of 1986. Started as a movie trailer TV campaign company exclusively with Disney for the first 9 years. You know, I may have left Michigan State, but Michigan State has never really left me. We've worked on virtually every Disney animated film, with few exceptions, from The Little Mermaid on. I remember the first time we saw The Little Mermaid in a very, very rough cut, a lot of storyboard and pencil test, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is a wonderful movie, and we get to be part of it. And that feeling has never left. I would not be here if it weren't for Spartans. Not just the ones that gave me the job, but the ones that I've given jobs to, that I've hired, that have not only proven themselves, but they've proven that they're better than I ever could be.
Perkins, call Craig, go green.
Go white.
Excellence without arrogance. That really has resonated with me. And that's something worth embracing, because that's what we embody. And we may not always be excellent, but we're going to try our darndest to get the job done.
Welcome back. Last spring, the 7-Eleven and Georgia's Pizza on Grand River were demolished, and construction for a brand new building is now officially underway. Hub on Campus East Lansing is a new high-rise apartment building that is expected to open by the fall of 2019. The building will hold both businesses on the first floor and over 300 studio apartments on the floors above. East Lansing's Planning and Development Director Tim Dempsey agrees that this is a hot ticket for students looking at off-campus housing.
I think there's a lot of excitement out there. People have expressed their kind of interest and excitement regarding the heights of the building, that East Lansing's going to look a lot different aesthetically, feel more like a bigger city.
Hub on Campus will have 10 floors and will feature a pool and hot tub on the rooftop.
MSU students are creating video games on a professional level.
And one day, maybe we'll even be able to play them. Michael Epps joins us in the Spartan newsroom with that story and more in our on-campus report. Michael?
That's right. Imagine taking one's love for playing video games and making it into a career. MSU's game design program helps students do just that. Princeton Review's list of top game design programs ranks Michigan State in the top 10 for both graduate and undergraduate students. And there's good reason why.
Keep going, keep going.
Playing a video game with your professor sounds like a dream for most students.
I'm a pirate. I stole their gold.
The rest of the ComArts building is hard at work, while Declan gets to play a quick game.
6 people on one side, 6 people on the other, and they can both just go at it. So it's amazing when you have 12 people standing around this thing just yelling at each other.
This is the Games for Entertainment and Learning Lab.
We're almost like a little, game dev studio.
A second home for the game development students at Michigan State.
Yeah, I'm in the lab pretty much every day.
But this home,
his hand came off,
isn't just for playing video games.
I think just being able to say, I make games is huge.
They create them, like this one, called Plunder Panic.
when you finish it and you put it out there, it feels really, really rewarding to have people play it and enjoy it.
A real, physical video game created here. Hard to believe. The idea popped into director Brian Wynn's head over a ham sandwich.
You know, I basically pitched the idea, and literally over lunch, you know, we pretty much walked away with a vision for what this game was going to be.
After taking Plunder Panic to multiple conventions, the game attracted a pretty big player.
We were actually approved by Nintendo to bring the game to the Nintendo Switch. So we're currently working on that now and plan on having the Switch version out in early 2019.
Just being able to say, like, I'm going to work on a game that will be on the Nintendo Switch is huge, because, like, that's, I guess, everybody who plays video games dreams to make a game that's going to be you play on a Nintendo console.
And they say it couldn't be possible without their love for games.
Plunder Panic was really a passion project because it's really more of an entertainment game than anything else. So, you know, we did it really based on, you know, very little money and mostly kind of our, you know, blood, sweat, and code.
All right, all done? Okay.
The game development program started in 2005 and normally hires around 20 students at a time. A documentary film about racial tension on campus in the 1960s premiered this week. Through the Banks of the Red Cedar focuses on student athletes who faced racial hardships while playing the sports they love. Filmmaker Maya Washington learned about her father, Gene, and his struggles with the diversity back in the 60s. She compared her father's experiences to what student athletes face now. Washington says what her father went through helped pave the way for student athletes today.
There's still work to be done. African Americans and African American athletes face some unique challenges, but because of the work that my dad's generation did, those challenges are a little bit different. They're kind of not quite as extreme.
Washington plans to travel all over the country to show the documentary film. Take a walk down Grand River and you might find yourself feeling like Picasso. Focal Point's Kayla Hinton has the story.
Printmaking? It's as easy as the push of a button. Or in this case, the making of one.
Anytime that I can roll my sleeves up and make a little art excites me. And
art that is non-restrictive.
We are super, super, super anti-judgment in terms of like art making and art viewing and opinion and perspective.
A place you can feel comfortable and safe.
This really, really open and safe space.
Lab. It's a satellite space of the Broad Art Museum.
A new twist on the term museum.
Museums usually plan what they're going to do 3 to 5 years out. So here we can be much more flexible.
Running out of space at the Broad Art Museum, this new space will include more pieces from their collection.
We have more art we want to show than we have space to show. So this was an opportunity for us to show more artwork.
A little something for everyone to see, artistic or not.
I'm not visually talented at all, so getting to see everyone else's art is like really nice.
They want people to know they're experimental in their art and their naming.
The Scientific Americans are just kind of a little nod to us having a name that is experimental.
Really love working here.
This place wants nothing but positive vibes.
If you need to like rejuvenate your creative juices a little bit, it's super easy to do that here.
So stop by if you're feeling imaginative.
Exactly.
Don't worry, they're always welcoming.
There really aren't spaces like that anywhere else on campus.
In East Lansing, Kayla Hinton, Focal Point News.
The Art Lab is located on Grand River, directly across the Broad Art Museum, and open Tuesday through Sunday to the public, noon until 4. Women make up half of the workforce, but only earn 82% to what a man earns. So why do women not receive equal pay? This was a powerful question for the Women Leadership Institute, asked a panel of 3 successful businesswomen on Wednesday night. All 3 women said it is not a matter of talent, but a matter of unintentional bias in the workplace. The women invited on the panel included the former chair of the Coca-Cola Foundation and former top executives with McDonald's. They told their stories of discrimination and how today's women need to be held more accountable for equal pay.
You know, I think the biggest piece of advice I'd have for young women breaking into the business world today is that you have to develop resilience. You can't believe that it's going to all happen overnight, and you can't believe that you're not going to have any setbacks. But at the end of the day, it's really worth it.
All 3 women said those who are concerned about pay should build the courage to ask their employer. That's what's happening on campus. I'm Michael Epps.
The 4th game of football season is this Saturday. They're coming from a 14-point win at Indiana last week.
And Tom Izzo is getting a head start in the gym as the Spartans prepare for a new season. Samantha Bassarico is live at the sports desk with a preview.
Yes, Deja. After the break, we'll take a closer look into how MSU pulled off the win last weekend and what the men's basketball team has up their sleeves.
My earliest recollection of Michigan State was actually seeing the marching band. I'm a proud member of the Spartan Marching Band. I served as the drum major at Michigan State for 4 years, and it was really one of the highlights of my college career, and the opportunity really set me up for success in not only my career, but also being a leader in my company. The program I was able to study allowed me the opportunity to understand a variety of the communication disciplines, and I think it was that opportunity to be able to understand journalism, to understand public relations, other aspects of communication, and certainly advertising, really allowed me to create kind of a general understanding and really pave the way for me to go and create and invent and build the career that I wanted to pursue. I love that we have students at Michigan State who are eager, they're thirsty for knowledge, they have the tenacity to want to go and roll up their sleeves, they want to learn the trade, they want to learn the craft, and I just feel like it's my responsibility to be able to share with people the success I've created and be able to open doors for them to create the same.
Welcome back to Focal Point. I'm Samantha Bassarico. It was a long bye week for Spartan football following a loss at Arizona State. The team was eager to get back on the winning track in a road trip to Indiana. The Spartans face an undefeated Hoosier squad Saturday night. We start in the first. Quarterback Brian Lewerke finds true freshman Jalen Naylor. His first career touchdown catch puts the Spartans up 7-0. Naylor tacked on another late in the contest. Later in the first, Peyton Ramsey tries to check down, but it's picked. Another true freshman, Shakur Brown, coming right at you with his first career touchdown. And all of a sudden, the Spartans are up 14 and cruising. Trying to put the Hoosiers away, Mark D'Antonio pulled out the bag of tricks. Lewerke pitches to kicker Matt Coughlin for a touchdown in the third quarter, putting the Spartans up 28-7. The Spartans held up a Hoosier rally to keep the old brass spittoon in East Lansing 35-21. Focal Point's Michael Epps has more from Bloomington.
Throughout his time at Michigan State, head coach Mark D'Antonio has always been known to have a trick up his sleeve. Just think about Little Giants back in 2010. We saw it again in tonight's win against Indiana, but in a different way.
At some point in time, I think the head football coach got to take some chances too. You know, can't put it all on the players. I just felt like this was the time, and I told our football team, hey, don't be surprised when we fake one. We're going to fake one. And, you know, I don't want to let them down too often. So that's what we did.
Still hasn't hit me yet. So I'll give it a couple days, watch it a couple times, be like, yeah, that was me scoring a touchdown somehow, but just unreal and, you know, atmosphere, just great night.
A little better. I think today was a step forward. There's obviously a ton of improvement we need. We should have been able to close that game out a lot earlier than what we did, but, you know, a win's a win, and we'll take it, I guess.
For the first time in a month, Michigan State returns home for an in-state battle against Central Michigan. From Memorial Stadium in Bloomington, Indiana, I'm Michael Epps.
The 21st ranked Spartans look to keep the winning going Saturday against Central Michigan. The Spartans know they have more work to do to build a winning streak.
Now, do we play perfect? No. But few teams are, and you look across the country right now, there's a lot of people scratching their head on a lot of different scores every single week. So we need to stay ahead of the ledger. Right now we're 2-1. Let's just try and be 3-1 and worry about all that other stuff as it shakes out.
Big Ten win is good. Start us out on the right foot and try and carry that intensity from that win over to this week.
Kickoff from Spartan Stadium is set for noon Saturday. MSU hockey met with members of the media Wednesday to preview the season. Coach Cole and the team said they're excited to be back.
It's been pretty exciting. It's been a good fall. I think our guys did a really nice job, I think, last year, kind of building towards some things we wanted to do, and then we had an outstanding spring.
It feels unbelievable. You know, this is always like one of the best times of the year. There's just a buzz on campus with everybody being back, getting to meet all the new guys. It's been a lot of fun here, so we're just really excited.
They opened their season at Munn against the University of Windsor on October 7th. Michigan State men's basketball began practice this week looking to defend their Big Ten title from a year ago. Tom Izzo named his team's new leaders following the loss of 2 lottery picks.
As far as our one announcement, we got 2 captains that they picked last week, and it's Josh Langford and Matt McQuaid. And thought the players did a good job. They talked about it. They decided there's no question those are 2 of our, hardest working guys, but also 2 of our guys that have some experience. And I think that's going to be important for us.
The team's first introduction to the public will be at Michigan State Manus on October 5th at the Breslin Center. The MSU Athletics Hall of Fame added 5 distinguished names yesterday in a ceremony at the Warren Center. The class was headlined by Jimmy Way, a quarterback from the great Spartan football teams of the 1960s.
Because of Jim Crow laws wouldn't allow black athletes to get scholarships, they all now have black quarterbacks. So I hope, I think, and I hope that I did a small part in opening up the minds of some of the college administrators and athletic directors and the people in general in the South when integration took place, that athletes of color were given a chance.
The rest of the class included wrestler Dale Anderson, runner Savathita Finns Koch and Belle Werwin, and rower Rachel Miller. They will be honored at Spartan Stadium during the Central Michigan game. I'm Samantha Basarico, and that's what's happening in sports.
Grab your popcorn and a blanket, it's movie time.
Yup, Focal Point's entertainment producer Tia Riddick has a preview of what movies are hitting the theaters this weekend.
She's not like the teachers that we had back in the day. This woman is a brick wall.
Comedy film Night School starring actors Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish is about a group of misfits who are forced to attend adult classes in the effort they'll pass their GED exam.
So you wore yellow?
Hart plays Teddy Walker while Haddish plays his unorthodox teacher, Carrie.
Oh my God! I got learning herpes? There's no such thing as...
And if you're a fan of animations, here's just the film for you.
Hi, I'm...
Long-awaited animated adventure movie Smallfoot, starring the voices of actors Channing Tatum, Zendaya, and James Corden, just to name a few.
We have searched the entire...
Smallfoot is about a Yeti named Migo, voiced by Tatum, who finds a Smallfoot, also known as a human, something they didn't think existed.
I don't sing my own songs.
Why?
I just don't feel comfortable.
Also coming to theaters this Friday is A Star is Born, starring 4-time Oscar-nominated actor Bradley Cooper as musician Jackson Maine, and Oscar-nominated superstar Lady Gaga as singer Ally.
I'm off the deep end.
The film follows the tragic love story between the two as Ally has given up on her dreams of being a singer until Maine brings her back into the spotlight. That's all for your Movie Minute. I'm Tia Riddick for Focal Point News.
And finally, the 2018 Fall Career Days featured over 200 companies recruiting top MSU talent looking for their first post-grad gig. With companies like Ford, StockX, and Amazon in attendance, lines at the Breslin stretched pretty far. Yesterday, Michigan State rounded up its annual Fall Career Days, luring in thousands of students hoping to find their first job. Throughout the week, there were individual fairs for engineering, technology, careers in health, packaging, science, and building.
Sparties always bring that personality, and that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that good personality that can talk to anyone, people person, wants to help people and really grow their career with us. We're a small family, and we like to grow that family. It's anything.
Wow, those were some long lines. Interviews for students that caught the eyes of recruiters are being held today, so best of luck to them.
Well, that wraps up this week's edition of Focal Point. I'm Kayla Hinton.
And I'm Deja Green. We'll leave you now with sounds of the MSU Wind Symphony from their performance last evening. See you next week.